On this episode of Diecast Time, I'm talking about the 2023 Diecast Model Expo. So, last weekend I got to go to the 2023 Diecast Model Expo down in Melton in Melbourne. It was a bit of a journey for me where I'm located on the other side of Melbourne, but a lot of people went a lot further than what I had. This was the first one of these that I'd attended, so I wasn't exactly sure how it all worked and how it went. But let's just say we ended up queuing for a long time to get through. I'd pre-purchased my ticket for it online, and but you had to go in and then you got yourself one of these, a little lanyard and that, and they ticked it off with what car you bought. So essentially the ticket you could just walk in, you didn't have to buy a ticket for entry, but the ticket bought you the opportunity to, you got the show bag, which we'll go through in a minute, but it also gave you the opportunity to buy one of the special Expo only model cars, which I did pick myself up one of those. There was a few to choose from. I went for the Simona Di Silvestro and Renee Gracie Bathurst Wildcard FGX Falcon. There was the 888 testing livery for the ZB Commodore. There was also a Will Davison special Queensland Raceway, I think high voltage Milwaukee livery one there. That was it for the actual supercars. There was an old Alan Grice Craven Mild VC Commodore, I think it was. There was a few trucks, and there was a Alan Grice 143 STP Commodore, and I think there was a 164th Jim Richards JPS BMW to choose from as well. But I went with that one. The cost $299. Yeah, I didn't want to get too many of those, but yeah, so upon entry you got this show bag, which actually came with some cool little goodies. We got a 164th Bianti, it's an FGX Falcon there. Yeah, just a cool little one to add to the collection. I don't have any 164th, so I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going to do with that, but it's a cool little thing considering the ticket was only $24 to get one of those. And also what's really cool as well, a DDA, this is an Alan Moffat Mustang with its little transporter. I had actually seen these for sale. I was turned off obviously because of the size, because I don't collect these size. Obviously they're more like a Matchbox kind of size, but this is actually really cool, and I do quite like this one. I think I might. I'm not sure whether. Let me know down in the comments. Would you leave this one in its packaging, or would you get it out and display it? Obviously, this one you have to cut open the packaging to get it out, or would you just display it kind of like that and leave it that way? The rest of, there's some brochures in there, but there's also the Aaron Noonan was there with his stuff, and that's the 2023 Supercars guide. The V8 Sleuth does this. I haven't read it yet, but I've been tempted to buy one for the last few years. It just comes with a heap of information and stats about every round, all the drivers, things like that. There's heaps in it, even though it's quite small. It's a good go-to guide. I will have a bit of a squiz through that later and see how it all goes. A couple other little things I picked up. Authentic Collectibles. I had a great chat with those guys. Hopefully I'll be able to do a few things with them in the future. We'll see how we go with that. But they gave me a bottle opener and a couple of stubby holders, and I also got a couple of cool little stickers from those guys, which I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. Overall, it was a great experience. I'll show some footage now that I got from the day. The Authentic Collectibles, they were definitely the best stand there. I mainly focused obviously on the supercar stuff, so Bianti and Classic Collectibles were also there. DDA had a few things on their stand, and there was also a couple of other guys there was a really cool diorama that you'll see in the footage, and there was also some of the what do you call it, the Code 3. They had a competition there for the best Code 3 or modified model. I forget exactly what they called that section, but you could vote on which you thought was the best one. In the video there, you'll see which one's my favourite one, but here's the stuff that I took during the day there. Kicking it off, we've got an overview of the room. As you can see, all of the stands were around the outside, and then all the tables in the middle that were converted over for the dinner nighttime festivities with the gala dinner. I didn't bother hanging around for that. Then we've got the model exclusive cars, the Craven Mild one, and then the two Harvey Norman ones. The black one was for the volunteers at the expo. This was the Falcon that was available for the previous one that didn't happen. And then we've got a look at the little ones and the trucks, with the highlight being that the Alan Grice Commodore. These are some of the Code 3 ones. That's a Graham Moore VK Commodore, along with some trucks that I wasn't very interested in. The dirty version, the crashed version of the Winfield GTR, some barn find Mustangs and a Commodore GTSR there. The highlight of the event, that Whittaker's Sierra, along with the Johnson Falcon there, then some other ones in the background there. Moving on, we've got this diorama of Dick Johnson's crashed Falcon. That was absolutely unbelievable, the detail in this. Amazingly, this was actually built out of a blue tough car, not the actual green tough one that it ended up being. They did all the stickering and everything for it, built a custom truck for it. You've even got Brocky's VK Commodore there, and you've also off to the side that I didn't take footage of, they had the morning after car that was all hand built. Now we're on to the classic car collectibles stand. Surprising, that silver version of the Perkins Ingold Bathurst winner looks really good, as with the gold version of the Tirana. Not something for me, but they did look really good. That's the VL Walkinshaw that I do actually have for my collection that I will be reviewing very soon. Then move on to some of the road cars and some of the trucks that they've got in their collection. Not into those, but onto the Antis stand here. They had some helmets and Formula 1 cars, not really part of my collection. Then we move on to their BJR and special supercars with a resin version of the Gen 3 car, the Lowndes Wildcard and the Bathurst winner there, onto some more BJR and 888 cars, which of course they focus on as they're the only teams that they're licensed for now. Some 1/8 versions of the GTSR there, and some other road-going cars. And finally onto authentic collectibles and their VE Commodore collection. As you can see, they're working on a sprint car there. I don't know too much about those, but it looks really good. Some of their newer and older road cars. The dirty version of the Ranger there looked really good. And onto some of the historical, I suppose now, Walkinshaw and Super 2 cars that will be coming out soon, as well as a few 143rds, and then Sir Erebus, Scott McLaughlin IndyCar, Scott McLaughlin Falcon, and the Thomas Randall New Zealand Mustang. These are the Imagination Project cars that they've been working on. Not something I'm going to add into my collection, but they do actually look pretty cool. This Lowndes Falcon FGX Green-Eyed Monster, absolutely stunning. Then onto the authentic special collectors cars, the Mustang 54 race wins, ZB Commodore 87 race wins, and the FGX Falcon 45 race wins cars. TCR Honda, not really something for me. I've got the Stanaway car on pre-order, and then the Repco Ute that is in the recent Bathurst video that came out, or advertisement. A 1/12 VK Commodore there that was stunning, and that Peter Hughes end of an era VE, just absolutely amazing. Then we move on to the Gen 3 cars, which I was expecting to see these pre-production models there, and they had them, but we move on to the fully stickered up finished Gen 3 cars. These were stunning. I could have just stood there and looked at those all day, every day. They were pre-production models, so there's a few little things to fix up on them, but just the detail on these, absolutely amazing. The highlight there being the potential championship winner of Erebus there for Brody Kostecki. I even liked the Coca-Cola logos on the top of the strut towers. And then we move on to the S550 Mustangs that will be coming very soon. I think I'll be ordering one of those after seeing them on the weekend. So that's my trip to the 2023 Diecast Model Expo. Definitely something I'll do next time it's on. If it happens again, hopefully it's in somewhere that I can get to quite easily. It might be a bit harder if they put it over on the west coast of Australia, but I think even if it is on the east coast somewhere, I'll definitely try and make it to that one. If you haven't been before, I do recommend it if you're into this. Yeah, it's great to see the models that are coming out, and yeah, getting to chat to you know, some fellow collectors and things like that. Yeah, it sometimes can feel like a hobby that is very isolated, because I know I'm the only one of all of my mates that have anything like this, so it's great to see that you're not the only one doing it. But if you've got any questions about the Model Expo, or if you were there, your thoughts on it, and also keep an eye out. I will be unboxing and reviewing this model very shortly, so keep an eye out for that video. But until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.